All right. Got the screws off of this thing. Let's looking under the hood. Ooh. Ooh. Look at all the sawdust dirt that they left in there. Yeah. This is a sign of low quality manufacturing. This body, I'm not sure what it's made of. It's probably a very, very cheap basswood. Look at that, eh? It's routed for humbucker, single humbucker. That gives options. Dirt powder in there. These pickups look like toys. Let's see what they'll read. Bridge 4.18K, middle 427K, neck 418K, and that's why they all sounded anemic. I wonder if the magnets are even worth saving off of it. Oh yeah, these ceramic magnets are worth trying to get off of there to use for something. Well, the rest of it goes in the crapper. This is one of those cheaper box switches. The soldering is really bad. It's just tack soldering, and there's really not much there. They're all kind of dark, a bit grainy. Yeah, I kind of expected, you know, something down there, but I didn't expect it to be that bad. No. And I got, what's a couple of 47s in there likely. They're not even, oh, is there something there? Is there something there? Oh, I can't see it in that light. Shine a little light on it. Yeah, they're all 47s. 47 chiclets. So yeah. The pots may be savable. Although those are probably 2A. Yeah, well, alright. I think what I would do here is switch it out so that this tone, it will be for the bridge. This tone will work on the upper two with the one volume. Don't know if I'll change the pick guard either. I'll have to see what's available. I'm thinking that if I keep it black, a set of white pickups on the Lightning would maybe be nicer looking. Yeah. So I'm going to have to do some cleaning up of all this. I think I'm just going to disconnect. These 3 wires. As is, and then I don't have to worry about this thing being floppy on there. A lot of dirt on the back. Yeah, so I think what I'm going to do is remove all the hardware, and I'm going to try the new polishing pads that I bought to maybe shine it up a little bit and buff it up a little bit. The back has 3 springs in it. They're taut. They've got the claw screwed all the way in there, so this is like really hard fixed in. And they soldered the wire to one of the pips where the spring comes off. It should have been over there so that you could remove the springs without being hung up on the wire. I'll fix it. I will fix it. Standard small pot metal bridge. Good cleanup coming this way. Hopefully I can improve all that. This little tool I made when I was working on my Telecasters. I'm just going to smooth off all this roughness that's in here. So I found my polishing pads. They're still 3 inches and they come in different grades. I had to look this up on Amazon because nothing came with the sponges. So I bought some of this Simonized platinum polishing compound a couple of days ago. I'm going to put a drop or 2 on the back here. And it's kind of sloppy. I'm going to get the front of that sponge a little bit wet and give it a try on the back in case I screw it up. Alright, this is a low speed drill. Let's see what she can do. I was hoping that if I can make it work here, yeah, I can make it work on the front. Okay, so I removed a little bit of the wax on this side, well actually the buffing compound, and it seems to have done a little good. Smoother. You see what happened here around the neck plate. It was also not very well. Well, yeah. They really weren't too worried about what kind of quality they were going to put out on this thing when they built it. I'm absolutely sure that this is built in a very low-end manufacturing guitar plant. It did pretty good around that plate, except for where, you know, they really scuffed it up badly. It looks like they used the plate to drill the holes, and then all the sawdust that comes up underneath the plate when they pull the bit out, and then they just screw it in, and then all the sawdust is left around the holes underneath the plate. And that's evidenced by the fact that there's all sawdust on the back of this plate. So they just drilled it using it as a template and then just stick the screws in. Well, that's not terrible. This body weighs almost nothing. I'm going to practice a little more on the back before I get to the front, because the front is what you're going to see the most, and I don't want it to be worse than it is. I hope to leave it better than I found it. So I did an application with a blue, which is medium. It improved the swirling quite a bit. Now I'm going to switch to a black with some polish and not the compound. Oh, I was supposed to take the pad off and not that out of the drill. And the polish, I ran out of the Dunlop 65, so I bought a bottle of the Dario Planet Waves Restoration Detailer Step 1, which is really a polish. Now there's a 2 and a 3, which I've never seen. And by the way, I'm not sponsoring any of this stuff. I just bought this with my own money to use here and see what it does. If I get some drops of this on there, a bit of polish on this, just to whiz around. See how that goes. Soak it in a bit. Okay. Let's let that set. And they also sent me fluffy buffy pads. Wow, that's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. Oh, I've got some stuff on the corner. I have the plan. So this one is not going to be wild and complicated in any way. It's basically just going to be a regular Stratocaster with an H, an H, and an H that look like singles. So I bought some hot rails to spice it up a little bit for the neck in the middle. And instead of push-pulls this time, I'm going to go with the tone, master volume, and toggle switches to be able to split the humbuckers up here. This one is not splittable. And the reason it's not splittable is because it is the original pickup that came on this pickguard on the Donner guitar. And it's a hot pickup. It's 14.87K. The middle here is going to be 12.33. The neck is going to be 12.26. So when you've got these in split mode, in parallel, you're going to get around 6 point something. And with this bridge and that middle in parallel, when they're both not split, you're going to get somewhere between 6 and 7. And if you split this one will come down to 6, and then you'll end up getting something a little bit less than 6 between these two, because you'll always get the lower of the lowest resistance that you get when you're in parallel. That's Ohm's law. There's no way getting around that. So this is what I'm putting together. For this one, I decided to go with the white pickguard. I've got little switches right here. They're going to go between these knobs. So that's how it's going to be. Got the little blue switches mounted up in there. I decided to go with two tone caps instead of doing that sharing scheme, which is possible, where you can use one cap between the two, just because I had them and I wanted the pots to be angled in such a way, and I didn't want to have a lot of wiring going between those two. So this way they only have to go to the master switch here, and it makes it less complicated and a little bit cleaner around this area right there. So everything's going to be a nice feel, and got to get these hot rails mounted in here. Alright, so this is as neat as I could make it. I'm going to now check and see if I can get it in the body, number one, and then if it goes in the body, then I'm going to go and do the tap test. I'll hook up a jack and I'll go do a tap test and we'll see how it goes. I report that the tap test worked. This isn't a complicated wiring this time. I did have a fit problem where these wires here come around the humbucker, and I had to shave off tiny little bit on this corner to make it fit nice and snug in there. And now we need to have some assembly required, and we need to hook up these wires for the output jack and the claw. Now, please be nice and fit in there like I want you to. Whoa, it did. So I have found I think 4 holes that will take screws, and then the other ones I have to re-drill in order to get the pickguard to stay in. So some assembly is required, and I have some drilling to do, so I don't need to show all that on camera. Before I mount this neck, I wanted to show you how fantastic it turned out. I gave the fretwood 3 courses of lemon oil. I sanded the back with a 2000 all over, a 2000 sandpaper, smoothed it right out, and it's looking pretty decent. Compared to what it was, this is really nice. So next step will be to attach the neck and put some strings and start doing the work up from there. Good morning, peoples. I have come down to my basement with my second cup of coffee to install new Wilkinson tuners on this neck. a body. Well, it's starting to look pretty good. Okay, I've got the strings on. They're not finished, and I still have to cut the other end off the headstock, and I still have to finish making the neck adjustments. We will go back to our basic 65 Deluxe starting point. Alright, so we're in the humbucker we're full up on everything, no splits, and this is the Donner humbucker. Has lots of good output, some clarity to it, and not bright chimey on the end. It all depends on a bunch of settings, but we're just on basic. There's no effects and no anything in here, as usual. And let's go to the position 2, humbucker parallel. See, it warms up a lot because of this one. This is a 12.3. Right in the middle. A slight shift in the frequency, and we will go now to position 4. So these two in parallel. Full humbucker, much warmer because of the position. I had to lower these two pickups because adjusted according to spec at 1/8 and 1/16. They were just overpowering. So you can get even a lot more out from these things than they are, and then so bridge, middle, neck. So in the middle, not split, split. Thins out a bit. Neck. Thins out a little bit more in the neck. No Fralin resistors in this one. So master tone is for the bridge. With only a 22 mic. Now these are already warm, so adding the extra tone doesn't really, well, under certain circumstances somebody might like that. So this one works. Now in position 2, here's the thing. This configuration in position 2, with these two on, that means that both these tones are active at the same time. And you can adjust them to blend the tone you want between the two. Only in position 2. Position 3, this tone only. And the other two, also this tone only. So for now, this is the end of the mods on this White Lightning guitar, and it's another successful design mod. Thanks for watching the video. Hope somebody got something out of it, and if you did, like me and subscribe, and there'll be another one coming in a little bit.